by 1-0.
So there we have it. Manchester City take all 3 points in the thrilling ending to that game against Brighton. 1-0 and a penalty miss as well. My name's Kyle Walker. Welcome back to We're Not Really Here. I'm joined by Michael Brown and Paul Dickov. Paul, nervy ending, to say the least.
Yeah, I'm got really nervous at the end, if I'm being honest with you. But hey, look, all that matters is the 3 points, really. I know before the game we were saying 4-0, 5-0, 3-0. But another clean sheet, got the win. A little bit ragged second half, Brighton did change their shape a little bit, made it more difficult, but there was still a lot of chances there for us to win it, nonetheless.
Yeah, there definitely was a chance. I mean, what an ending to the game. You look at that and you sort of say, well, how could it not have been more, creating opportunities, bossing possession? I mean, fair play to Brighton towards the end, Paul. They did have a go, didn't they? Tried to push it back, tried to create opportunities, but at the it was fascinating at the end, wasn't it?
The game should have been out of sight, really, by then. Cancelo's cut in, keeper's made a good save. Kevin De Bruyne's had a chance. Gundogan, Bernardo Silva's hit the bar, and then the penalty at the end. So I think we allowed them to get back into the game a little bit, but who cares? Another win, 7 in a row, another clean sheet.
That's it.
Bring the next game on.
3 points, that's all that really matters. We'll talk about that second half. So the first 15 minutes, there was a flurry of chances within that 15 minutes, and Bernardo Silva had one that smashed off the top of the bar. So for you, would that have settled it? Would that have meant that if that would have gone in, the game was done?
Well, that certainly would have eased the pressure, wasn't it? It was a great opportunity from Gundogan as he gets into the box, right-footed shot, saved, deflected back out, and the nutmeg from Bernardo Silva, just in a tight area, 12 yards out, just a little megs, and then he takes the shot, tries to push it right into the top corner. It sort of hit the stanchion, still rocking, and at that point you're thinking, how is it not 2-0? So yeah, great opportunity. I think that would have really eased everything, that they could have then controlled it a little bit more.
Definitely would have. And someone that performs, I mean, he's incredible every time he plays. Every time he scores, we win. And I saw a little stat that went across the board here at the Etihad. It said that was Phil Foden's 10th Premier League goal, which makes him the 40th player to achieve that. I'm not going to go through the other 39 right there, but again, great performance from Phil.
Yeah, he was outstanding. I hope he's okay. He took a couple of nasty challenges off Veltman second half in his ankle, but yeah, he was outstanding again. Energy, quality on the ball, vision, and scoring goals as well. He's just outstanding.
He was indeed. Michael, what did you make of his performance?
Well, it was excellent. The amount of touches coming in off that left-hand side. And at that point, when he gets the ball and caresses it with his right foot. So when it's not your stronger foot and you get into an area, guide it in, just have the patience. And he just picked his spot, guide it into the bottom corner. To be getting goals now, getting more opportunities. We know he's going to get better and better. It was just about the timing, finding a role in the team for him. And, it's great to see him getting goals.
It really is.
Veltman couldn't handle him tonight, the full-back, and I thought he was lucky to stay in the pitch. He's went in and full with 2-footed in the corner, then he's done him again there, and then he's pulled Kevin back after already being booked, and I think the ref bottled it a little bit to be fair, because if he hadn't already been booked, it's definitely a yellow card. And can I start having a go at the ref? Is that allowed? Because I
heard you out there, Paul. I definitely heard you out there.
Honestly, I thought he was awful tonight.
I mean, when you're looking at those decisions, they are huge. Looking at the last 10 minutes of that game, a second yellow would have completely changed the game in Manchester City's favour. But I mean, when the point you made there about Phil Foden, he frustrates the other players. He's so quick. His feet are so quick, and the skills and the dazzling movement that he does have, that must frustrate those players.
Yeah, it did. But, as a defender, sometimes there's nothing you can do. He done that little, whatever you call it.
Maradona Salas just moved it away from them.
I would have dislocated my hips if I tried to do that at some point, right in front of us. And he's just so naturally talented, but he's got a real desire about him as well. That you can see. He presses without the ball. His work rate, and he's. We keep talking about him being the next thing and the next thing, the next thing. He's here. He's the real deal now.
Right, the Stockport Iniesta, or the scorer of tonight's goal, or just the incredible Phil Foden. We can hear from him now.
Phil, well done tonight, 4th win in a row in the league, in the best run of form at the moment in the season. Does it feel like that? Does it feel like this is City at its best again?
Yeah, definitely. I feel like we're back to our best. We can definitely take confidence from the last few results now. But today I still thought we could have done better, and we dug deep to get the win. So overall, I'm very proud of the team, how we kept going to the final whistle, and overall it's a great result.
It was a game you controlled. You got the just rewards with that goal just before half time. What was the game like for you?
Yeah, they defended really well. They had a good game plan. They made it difficult for us to break them down. So to get the goal just before half time was really important, and it ended up being the winning goal. So I'm delighted.
And a third goal for you this month. You must have been pleased to see that one go in at such a tight angle.
Yeah, definitely. I don't score too many right foot, so when they come along, I enjoy it. So good goal.
And to be leading goal scorer now at this club with the players you have alongside you, must give you great satisfaction.
Yeah, I always like to score goals and be there in the box. So I want to just keep scoring goals, and I'm enjoying it at the moment.
It's a result that puts you third in the table with a game in hand. It must be a pretty enviable position to be in.
Yeah, we know that we have a game in hand now, and we just have to think of the next opponent and not think too far ahead. So, we just want to keep going with this form and pushing to win the league, hopefully.
Well done tonight.
Thank you.
Phil Foden there speaking after getting that winning goal against Brighton. Now, we can talk about him all night long, but as a combined effort, this team, they definitely worked at Robert Sanchez, the Brighton goalkeeper, throughout that second half. They were creating loads and loads of chances, which is definitely a positive.
Yeah, it is. We were sitting watching the game, and I said to you, Kyle, that I hope this isn't going to be like earlier on this season where we had loads and loads of chances at 1-0 and then the other team goes away and breaks. But, we've got to give Sanchez credit. He made some really good saves. And, we're creating chances and we're looking really good. Speak about it all the time. Another clean sheet, which means he's always going to give you a chance of getting 3 points. And, up to third now, still with a game in hand. And, it's difficult to look ahead and say we can win that game and win that game. Definitely the next 5 or 6 games are games you would expect Manchester City to go and win. Definitely.
And you're looking at Phil Foden there. You forget that he is 20 years old because of the amount of experience that he has. I did see on Twitter, on my feed, someone said it's frustrating because I've wanted him to play for so long, but actually the management from Pep has been perfect because that's why we get those performances.
Yeah, everybody will say that. It's about timing and it's about a role in the team. Where could he play? Is he trusted to go back the other way? Yet the defensive roles of the team and a midfield three, for instance, is still something he needs to learn. So a little bit higher. We know he's got the skill, the know-how to get into good opportunities, and now he's getting goals. That's going to give him huge amounts of confidence with the clean sheets in the team as well. That'll give everybody a boost. And I've got to give a little mention to John Stones. There was a real one breakaway, and you talk about concentration. Maupay gets away. He could have also almost loved Ederson as he comes out. It's a great tackle. So it's a team combined thing. Yes, Phil Foden's going to get the rewards for this evening, but many, many ways in a team performance which wasn't an amazing performance. It was a professional performance which was controlled.
I thought John Stones was man of the match. I really did. The second half and the pressure was on, not just the one you're talking about, Maupay. There was a couple of times where he's come in and he's intercepted, he's broke up their attacks. One in his headers towards the end of the game when Brighton were putting balls into the box, and I thought he was outstanding again.
Manchester City climb up to third in the table after that win. Played 16, 32 points right there, just 1 behind Liverpool, 4 behind Manchester United. But those two go head to head this weekend, so someone's going to drop points. That's a great position for City to be in.
It's a great position, and I did a prediction programme this morning. It was like you're talking about who's going to win it. Liverpool, Manchester United. Away record for Manchester United is good. Liverpool, we know. So let's take interest in it. But I think for me, it's about Manchester City having those performances, just keep ticking the games away. And as I say, nobody wants to play Manchester City. And at that point, when they play each other, I think City has proven against Manchester United that they've got everything that they need. It's about consistency and just getting through these games, catching up on them. And
I think regardless of what happens in that game between the other two at the weekend, we've just got to win our games. If we win our games and keep playing the way we're defending, the way we're defending, I can't see going in towards the latter end of the season that they'll be able to catch us.
Someone will look at that performance, they'll look at the scoreline and say they had so many shots on target, they didn't score so many, but at the end of the day, it's 3 points, and that's what matters. Does that come down to good game management from the players?
It comes down to everything. It's about being solid, having concentration levels. When it's so easy in games, and you think this is comfortable, we're moving the ball around, yes, it's at that point, it's the concentration of everybody on the counter-attack. And where the play starts, I've talked about John Stones setting off the possession for the team. I think actually it was Ruben Diaz who had the most touches, like 93, and a success rate of 96%. So when you're looking at the game, you don't always see where the tempo or the build-up starts. But Diaz now is starting to get the control. So they're obviously using him, obviously stepping in and starting off attacks.
I'm sure Pep will say as the manager to... I know he always talks it's the performance that he wants, but they won't matter about the performance today. Maybe we've not been our scintillating best as we have been the last few weeks. Sometimes you've got to say, do you know what, we'll take 1-0, we'll take the 3 points and we'll move on to the next game, because that's teams that win leagues and teams that win trophies, that's what they do when they're not at the best. And we've seen it with Liverpool last year. A lot of times they weren't at their best, but they got the 3 points.
I think
and that's what we've done tonight.
The next few weeks are going to be similar, aren't they? The games coming up all at the Etihad, grind out results. Maybe some teams don't come out, don't have a go at Manchester City, and it's going to be similar. Just
we all want to see 3, 4 and 5-0. We all want to predict it like we do before the game.
Seriously.
But it really doesn't matter. The next games, what is it, Palace, Villa, the other games we've got coming up. If we win them 1-0, thank you.
Yeah, take all 3 points. As you said there, Crystal Palace on Sunday, got Aston Villa next week, and then it's FA Cup, and it's back to Premier League action with West Brom and Sheffield United just there. One man I do want to talk about, he got 30 minutes on the pitch tonight, Gabriel Jesus. When he came on, what did he add for you, Michael Brown?
Well, it was another attacking player. It was a change where you're looking, sort of saying, is he going to play central down the middle? He pulled off wide on lots of occasions. He didn't have too much joy, really, opportunities-wise. He'd be disappointed. I think when you come on in a game against Brighton where you're controlling it, you'd have expected some opportunities, possibly a goal. But it's just good. Get some minutes, get him a little bit up to speed, and it's difficult. I would have expected more clear-cut chances, especially later on as Brighton tried to push, come out of that shape. At that point, you expected City to be
I think with Gabriel Jesus, I think, we know he's been ill and he's been missing. He looked as if maybe he's just a little bit short of that match fitness, match sharpness at the minute, and the only way you're going to get that, and it's catch-22, is by getting minutes under your belt, and the more minutes he gets, he'll get back to his usual self.
Now, I don't want to talk too much about predictions, but at half-time I said Raheem Sterling's going to come on, he's going to get 3 goals, Phil Foden will get another one.
You called it, mate. You called Raheem Sterling was going to come on, he was going to score.
He got a penalty, which was a great opportunity for him to score, and Michael, you weren't too happy, really, that it wasn't Kevin De Bruyne taking it.
I was shocked. And Joe, if the game was 2 or 3-0, Raheem Sterling wants to take a penalty, comes on sub to take one. I get that. At 1-0, still extremely tight. I would say, I want to see Kevin De Bruyne step up, because who is the main penalty taker? When bigger games come up, really, really tight, we've seen on occasions, and that's one thing I would worry of who's the main, the person who's confident enough to go on and take these penalties, and see Kevin De Bruyne step up in big games, and I want to see him continue to do that.
I was amazed that Kevin didn't take it, especially after winning it as well, but Raheem's obviously probably said something to him on the pitch that he wanted it, and Kevin's been polite enough to let him have it. I'm not sure I would have been that polite if I was a penalty taker and somebody else went
I think
and took
he'll
it.
get a bit of stick for it, won't he?
Yeah.
He's going to get a bit of stick. It's gone over. He's not hit the target. Raheem Sterling will cope with it. He's not, he'll just take it. Yeah, missed a penalty. Let me at the next game. Let me at somebody and let me get back scoring.
I mean, have either of you ever done that? You've asked to take a free kick or a penalty and you've missed it?
I've missed a few. But if I was a designated penalty taker, I would make sure I had the ball. And if another player was, I wouldn't go and try and take it off of him.
Now, I'm gonna interject there and just say we played in a game together, the Manchester City staff against the media team a few years ago. You might not remember this, Michael. It's still etched in my memory. I'm not going to lie. I won a penalty and I thought, this is my moment to score. And Michael Brown said, I'll take the penalty. And you missed it.
Yeah, but did you see the goalkeeper? I was just trying to roll it in as slow as I possibly can. I've missed 2 in my career, actually.
Okay.
Yeah,
including the media
that one.
or
That one
not?
was just a bit of a joke card. I
Whoa.
couldn't make.
I took that very seriously.
I couldn't make fun
Kyle,
of him, could I?
I would have took the ball off him, mate, and said, look, I've won it, I'm taking it.
I was scared
Next
of him.
one
What are
we
you gonna
play
do
now,
about
I'm going
it?
to let you do it. No worries, you can just take it. But yeah, I've missed them. It's not a great feeling. In big games, a playoff final. And also a quarter-final of the Cup for Spurs as well against Liverpool, actually. So I've been there, I've scored a few as well. You've got to be brave to go up and take it. And ultimately, the practice, having that regular penalty taker certainly helps. And as I mentioned, it could be critical throughout the season.
Now, it's been a while, it feels like, that Manchester City have had such a nervy ending. As a fan, especially being privileged enough to be here and watch the game, I was definitely nervous at the end, but it's those performances where you come out, it's a nervy last 10 minutes, they're getting corners left, right and centre, they're chucking the ball into the penalty area, the keeper's coming up as well. But are those the performances when the final whistle goes that the Manchester City players will breathe a sigh of relief and go, we got through that, we believe that we can carry on doing this?
Absolutely, and the defenders and the goalkeeper especially, because when the last 10 minutes is when they are throwing free kicks in and corners in and their goalkeeper's coming up, and look, they've got some big players that are a threat from set pieces as well. But did Ederson really have a save to make from it? So it shows you how well we're defending these at the minute, whereas previous seasons you can't really say that. So, with obviously Stones, Diaz, Rodri defensively, in that last 10 minutes were all fantastic, and it's that desire to keep the ball at the back of the net, it's that desire to go ahead and get the 3 points in the last few minutes that make you champions.
There was a few, it was a slight scare. At 1-0, the ball's going to come up, you're thinking, surely not, it can't be. But ultimately, looking at the shots, I think 5 shots, 1 on target, real good chances, none. So you got to give Manchester City credit with defensively sound yet again against the side who I said, yes, they're towards the bottom of the table, but they can create opportunities. This side scored 3 in the second half against Wolves. They can score a goal for sure, and we limited to some very limited opportunities.
At the beginning of the show, I said it's the business end of the season. We're not even halfway just yet, but I'm going to go over those fixtures again. In January, in the Premier League, we've got Crystal Palace, Aston Villa, West Brom, and then Sheffield United. And then going into February, it gets even busier with Burnley, Liverpool, Tottenham, Arsenal, and then we're back in Champions League action, and then it's West Ham. I mean, it is definitely the business end of the season, but every point is vital.
That's the Premier League. And yes, they're going to come thick and fast. Obviously, the games in hand, the amount of games they've got to play back-to-back in the midweeks as well is going to be difficult. But the squad is healthy, as we'd say. There's more to come back from it. So I think they can, City can cope with it, and confidence is good. So games are good. We're expecting some big games to come. Looking forward to that Liverpool-Spurs double. You talk about season sort of fixtures to look forward to. I'm certainly looking forward to them. There's a lot of work before that.
There is indeed. Now, I'm just quickly looking at the bench and some of the players that didn't get on. Kyle Walker, Benjamin Mendy, Fernandinho as well. And Ferran Torres, he's going to be chomping at the bit. He's going to want to get out there and really continue to show what he can do.
Yeah, well, and it's that strength and depth that Brownie's talking about. We've not even mentioned Laporte, not Aguero to come back in as well. Everybody's coming back to full fitness, which is going to be a really busy time. Hopefully we'll still be in the FA Cup, I imagine, come February, March time. Obviously get the EFL Cup final to come as well, and Champions League and a lot of big league games. But these players, they're the games that they want to play in. They've tasted success before, that they've dealt with a fixture schedule like that before and dealt with it easily, so they'll be looking forward to it.
They definitely will. Right, we've been asking you guys at home to get involved with our mystery blue, okay? And that hashtag WNRH, there was loads of people getting involved, including us two here, us three, I should say, in the studio, you two. You guys gave your predictions at half time. Now, a few of you guys at home that also did that. Stephen says it's Danilo. Dave Buckley says hashtag WNRH. That'll be Danilo, scored during Yaya's last game. The Bertie South. I love that. Danilo, hashtag WNRH. Hashtag mystery Bert as well. And then Tom Worrell says Danilo, and Craig Gannon said Danilo as well as you two. That is who I actually thought who it was as well. So
No, you didn't.
I did. I genuinely at the beginning, I thought it was Danilo. It's because so many people on Twitter always tag me in pictures of him. I don't know why they say that we look alike. We do not at all. But, you know, we can reveal, I think, who that mystery blue is right now. Of course, it was Danilo. Scored against Brighton, as Dave pointed out, during Yaya Touré's last game. It was easy. I got that one, I got that one. And congratulations to everyone else that did. You guys don't believe me, do you? You're not having it?
No, you didn't say it, did you? So you can't just pipe up and say at the very end
You
once
said
you've
you
got
were
the
going
answer.
to write it down somewhere.
Yeah.
You said you were going to put it somewhere. So where did you actually put it?
I was going to put it in a notes on my phone, and I completely forgot to do that.
So you forgot. So you
Yeah.
actually, well, it's not looking good for you, is it?
Oh, I didn't get the prediction, didn't get the mystery blue.
Move on.
Let's move on. Let's move on. Right, Manchester City are back in action on Sunday. Crystal Palace in the Premier League. The Premier League train continues. There's plenty of points up for offer, but for now we have climbed up to third in that Premier League table. I'll definitely take that. Remember, no one cares who's at the top when it comes to January. It's all about who's at the top in May when we're lifting that trophy. Make sure you watch City Plus from 12 o'clock. The full match will be there for you to enjoy. Michael, Paul, thank you for joining us. We'll be back on Sunday, and all that's left to say is, come on, City, 3 points. I'll take it. See you soon.